So the thing I'm loving about these podcasts is I get to interview people who I've known for quite a long period of time, but in the world that I lived in with parties, it's kind of like you would meet these people, you'd hire these people, singers, dancers, performers, whatever, and we all got to know each other, but not really on a deeper level because we were like ships in the night, and we'd see them at each event, and it was all great. But the thing I'm loving about now is I get to talk to them. I get to find out about what makes them tick, what inspired them, the stuff that they've gone through, and my next guest is someone who is like, she's an amazing singer. She's got a voice of an angel. She's worked with me for so many years. She is captivating. She's one of the loveliest people I've ever met in my whole entire life. And she's here to tell her story. I think you're going to love it. Sarah C., welcome.
Dean Murphy, Melbourne icon, national treasure.
National treasure, you reckon? I don't get called that a lot.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, and this is Buckley.
And this is Buckley.
Wow, he's so cute.
He's my baby, and I just thought we're probably going to be getting to some vulnerable.
We're going to go down a few roads.
I had my emotional support puppy with me. Yeah.
I'd like to think that my schnauzer is a support dog, but I think he gave me the paw this morning. So I know he loves me, but just on a different level.
You're so cheeky.
First of all, I want to ask you. I want to get this out of the way. Which gangster gave you a horse when you were 9?
Right?
Yeah.
It's. I probably shouldn't mention any names.
No.
One of the prominent.
Are we talking like big time gangsters?
Yeah.
Wow.
One of the prominent Melbourne, Victoria-based families. Because Dad was performing and he was performing for some of these people.
Yeah.
He happened to mention that, he purchased a farm, and I was always pestering about wanting a horse, So he happened to mention it to him, and he said, come and pick one, and gave him the float and all of this stuff.
Wow.
The horse float and everything.
Did you keep the horse?
Yeah, I had Fatso, we called him.
Fatso.
I had him from the age of 9 to the age of 15, 16.
Wow.
Yeah, something like that. It's insane, isn't it?
I feel like your story since 9 has been pretty unique.
Yeah.
You came from a pretty strict Italian background?
Yeah.
Growing up was
typical.
Pretty full on?
Yeah, it was. Look, we had a lot of tragedy in my family. My mum lost her brothers and her father, all young, all tragedies.
Yep.
So I grew up in a family where they were sort of mired in fear all the time. So we were always kept, they were cautious about us and strict, don't go here and don't go there, because they were worried that something would happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was kind of my upbringing.
Yeah. And growing up in where you did, you experienced a lot of different things, a lot of bullying early back in the piece. Is that right?
I did, yeah. I switched schools from the age, it was a grade 2 or something like that. And, being from an Italian family, they feed you within an inch of your life. It's like you have to eat everything on the dinner plate.
Yes, I do.
So, I was a little bit heavier when I was younger. Yeah. And so I used to get bullied about that when I was a kid at school, and it was really rough. And, being the new kid at school, no one sort of was sitting with me, and it was a tough time. And then I remember,
How old were you when that was going on?
What was I, like 7 or 8 or something like that? And when my uncle passed away, pre-horse, just before the horse, when my uncle passed away, one of the kids was like, I didn't care that your uncle's passed away or something like that. And I told Dad about it. And he used to drive this Statesman, real, glunky, right?
Yeah.
He turned the car around and went back to the school and told the teacher, what's going on with my child? She's getting bullied by these kids.
Good on you,
and just,
Dad.
I know, right? He was a force back then. Oh my God, Dad. But so it was tough growing up. Like, it was always being bullied about my weight or something like that. It was, really difficult.
And I don't think kids, I coach a whole bunch of kids now, but I don't think they do it out of I don't think they know what they're doing at the time. It's China. They're just being kids, but they don't understand the repercussions of doing that kind of stuff.
Brain hasn't developed, as we know. I think the brain develops up until the age of 25 or something like that, fully.
Mine's still trying to develop.
So is mine. I mean, what day is it? But kids can be cruel. You know what it was like at school. It was kind of be eaten or eat in a way. And so, that was
interesting. It's interesting you went through all that.
I know,
But then your career, and we'll talk a lot about that, but your career has never been easy. There's been a lot of similar things that have gone on during the course of your career. And, you talked about how at one point in time you actually lost a gig because they weren't happy with the size that you were and whatever. Did that trigger off a lot of, school?
Oh yeah, it's been a struggle my whole life, for one reason or another, and losing a job, which if I show you the pics, you'll be like,
why did she lose a job?
yeah, it's just absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
But why couldn't you come up with another
thing
reason
than
than something that was, it's so personal, it's so nasty. Like this day and age, if you said something like that, cancelled.
Oh, you'd be wiped.
Cancelled, you know, and I've kept my mouth shut for so many years. But
it's
to be
just
told
bizarre
literally,
that they would actually go down that road and use that as a...
due to your weight and size, and it does, it brings you back to just all my life. People think they've had a reason or an excuse or a right to comment on my appearance. Like, how dare you?
Yeah.
You've got no right to comment on my appearance.
The same way that you handled the kids at school, obviously you're pretty resilient. Like obviously you know, you went through your moments and whatever, but it wasn't going to stop you. And that moment that you went through when they told you, you know, you're too heavy, you're too whatever, it still didn't stop you. You've got this, I feel like you've got this internal want to prove something. Is that?
It's not about proving. It's like, I'm just a bloody fighter.
Yeah.
I'm just a typical tenacious, stubborn Sagittarian that does not give up. I'm like, fuck you. Like, this is my life. If I want to do something, don't get me wrong. Like, the setbacks are real, the pain, the emotion, the grief, all that. You go through all of it.
Yeah.
But then eventually you get over it and you go, well, fuck this. I'm just going to keep going and do what I want to do. And
it's a harsh industry. Like having been in radio for years, I saw how the way they treat artists and whatever. And here today, gone tomorrow, one hit, gone, see you later, we're on to the next thing. But you've had longevity. If you look at it, like even the hardships that you've gone through, you've had an incredible journey of stuff that you've done, which more than most artists, I would say.
I guess. I mean, I've just been quietly chipping away over 20-something years, you know. We won't go there. But
we won't talk about that.
But honestly, it's like I've just had an internal driving force of goals and things I've wanted to achieve and things I've wanted to do. And I've just used that as my, I guess, my anchor, my compass, my whatever you want to call it, my North Star. I've just thought, stuff it, I'm just going to go for it. And I love doing what I do.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? You didn't have the easiest ride even with that. Like there was no pushing you into the world. Was that because your dad? Because your dad was a big performer, yeah?
Yeah.
I love the fact that he performed at the Swagman. Now, none of our younger audience will know what it is, but all of us go, oh, the Swagman.
Right?
It was a thing.
Oh, yeah. Back in the 70s and 80s, and he was at the forefront of it.
Yeah.
Worked with, you know, Robert Goulet, Debbie Reynolds.
Wow.
Even got offered a green card to go work in the States with Robert Goulet.
Wow.
But Mum was pregnant with me. So, again, the Italian family thing, you're not going to leave my daughter pregnant and fuck off to the US. It's not going to happen.
Do you think he didn't push you into it hard enough because he'd already been in that world and was trying to protect you in a way?
That's 100% what it was. But having said that, it could have gone the other way. And if I had been nurtured and encouraged, I think it would have made my ride a lot easier.
A lot easier, yeah.
The reason why my ride has been tough is because I've had to figure it out myself.
Yeah.
Mistakes, warts, successes, all of it. I've just kind of gone, I'll try this, I'll try this, I'll try that, I'll do this. But, you know, it's sometimes not the right thing.
Yeah, I don't know, because having hired you for many, many gigs over the years, and I've seen you're such a pro, and you're so whereas some of the younger ones who I'd get from X Factor or whatever, hadn't gone through the journey and learnt the craft. You were able to just dominate it. You'd walk on stage and I'd say, oh my God, we haven't got any in-ears or whatever it is. And you go, don't worry, doll, I can do this without wedges or whatever. You just got out there and banged it out. And I feel like that's because you learnt the hard way and went through all that stuff.
I'm from the school of hard knocks, hon. It's like, what do? Do you sink? Do you swim? You've got to make a decision pretty quickly in those situations. And I always choose to swim and float and keep going.
So you're 16 when you really sort of, your dad threw you on stage, is that right? And basically said, go, let's do this thing. Yeah.
It was horrifying. I was terrified. And I remember he was kind of pushing me from the curtain at the back on the stage.
Right.
I was like going backwards as opposed to forward on the stage. But you know, I did it, and it was to one of his audiences at one of his gigs. It was in Swan Hill at some big kind of, I don't know.
How nervous were you? Were you excited?
I was absolutely packing it. Packing it. You know, I'd learnt these few songs. My range was about this wide, and you know, but I did it, and I guess from there, I caught the bug and I kept going. But it was always this thing of, you want to do it? Get out there and do it. I didn't put me through lessons, didn't put me through any training. You want to learn how to sing? Go and sing. That was his philosophy. So that's what I did. I started finding auditions in the papers because back then you had the paper. It auditions for bands and what have
And
you.
you actually search through and find things that you could.
Yeah. And I had an original band at one stage as a jazz band, and we did some shows, and then other bands, and then I think the main thing for me was when I got a gig performing in Japan at the Hilton Hotel.
That's right. You did 6 months there or something.
6 months there, and then I ended up staying on a year.
How old were you when you did that?
I think I was about 23 or 24.
Pretty, and back there, no social media, no sort of whatever. You didn't know what
No.
you're getting yourself in for?
No, it was actually through a contact of mine,
Yep.
funnily enough. He sort of said, look, I've got this gig. Do you want to come? And he's a keys player.
Yeah.
Do you want to come and do it with me? And I said, yeah, all right, let's do it. Damn, straight away, And from doing that, I realized I was like, there's nothing else I want to do.
Yeah.
This is it.
It's your journey. Yeah.
This is it. Singing every night. I was living it up. I was first time overseas, traveling. Had a bit of a sugar daddy back then in Japan as well.
Nice. We all want one of those.
It was nothing sexual, but he wanted to spoil me. And I said, well, hey, look, you're only human, Dal. If you want to spoil me,
Yeah. I love
it's
it.
not my fault, but I will say yes. And then from there, I got this gig in the Middle East, in Doha.
Yeah. That
And
must have been such an experience.
It was fantastic. And that was just literally through an email that popped up in my inbox randomly, looking for a singer. And I just thought,
How long did you spend there?
about 3 months at the Intercontinental Hotel. And
Did you love it?
I had a ball. I mean,
You didn't want to come home, did you?
I did not. They were giving me Louis Vuitton bags and jewels and perfume, and the gig was fantastic. It was one of the only few hotels there at the time.
Mm.
So I was kind of very well known in Doha.
Yeah.
So, and I just
They all
loved
just
the
put it
gig
on
and
for you and
spoilt rotten. And I got to
amazing.
sing every night.
No wonder you didn't
so
want to come back to sunny old Melbourne.
Here we are. But,
Yeah.
you come back and then you make inroads here, and it's hard to leave after because you're established.
So when did you end up in the US?
The US was now probably about 10 years ago.
Right.
And
And were you booked for something over there? What was the
how that all started was I did a program called Hollywood Immersive with a good friend of mine, Lily Dawson. We're good friends now, but at the time I didn't know her. She was running a program taking people from all over the world. We'd live in a bit of a Hollywood mansion, have sessions with songwriters, recording artists, like famous producers and stuff like that. We'd have boot camp in the morning. We'd have to get up 5 o'clock and go running canyons.
Wow.
We were writing, recording, and then we had like a networking event at the end of it where we performed for industry people.
That's incredible.
It was fantastic.
And how old were you at the time?
Well, what's that? I can't say because it was 10 years ago. Rebecca.
Actually, we'll just say
we'll say like early 30s, something like that. So from there, I met a producer and I went back and worked with him on my sort of debut EP.
Yep.
And got a manager over there and everything.
Yeah, right. So it was worthwhile going.
It was worthwhile going. However, this producer I was working with on my EP, my then partner at the time, who you remember Jules, don't you?
I remember Jules.
It was pre-approved that he was going to come and do some beyond BTS footage, just for to document our journey. And one of the musicians sort of kicked up a stink about it in one of the sessions, and the producer acted like it was all our fault. He didn't know anything about it, and then he canned the entire project. So I lost about 12,000.
So got rid of the whole thing.
Australian dollars.
Wow.
But I gained a manager through him who had worked with Janet Jackson and people like that. And I ended up working with him and did my debut EP with him.
Blessings and bullshit, hey?
Right?
Yeah.
So he was saying, what are you doing? Like, you can't do this to her. And he goes, well, she can sue me. That was his response. But Mark was like, he couldn't stand the way that he handled the situation. So he actually came on my side and was helping me to still facilitate my career.
That's so good. You did some work with Ministry of Sound over there?
Yeah, I've had some. That was here, actually. I did, Moba Master and I had a release on there.
Yeah.
With Ian Carey, I think was.
Did you do a song called Radio?
Radio.
Was it you?
I don't know. I don't think
know.
so.
I feel like your voice is on it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to look into that. Royalties and such.
Yeah.
How many someone's been using my voice.
I remember back in 2000, I think it was like 2013 or 14, and there was a song called Radio, but it sounded, because I've hired you so much, it was like,
you know my voice.
Your voice, yeah.
You have to send me a link to it.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Royalties. So through that whole experience with America and going through what you went through, really, I mean, you'd obviously been through some hard patches before. Were they kind of the hardest moments for you? This industry is pretty vicious.
It is.
Like, yeah.
It was soul destroying. It was I was self-funded.
Yep.
So losing all that money and someone who didn't even have the decency to have a conversation and work things out,
Yep.
that's so unprofessional. And I really should have sued his ass off. But I didn't have the funding to do so, you know. So I
good,
just, as usual, Sarah C style, pick up and keep
and
moving.
going.
Just keep moving. Like
But
that's
I think that's when your survival thing. Like it's
have to.
it's that resilience that
Yeah.
you have.
What am I going to do? Put myself in a corner and start rocking back
Yeah.
and forth and crying in a dark room? Like I can't do it. I allow myself to take the punch.
Yep.
I feel it.
Yep.
Say fuck this. I'm moving on. You know, like.
But there would have been some. I mean, in amongst the chaos, there would have been some incredible journeys. So you ended up at the Playboy mansion.
Yeah.
At some stage, was that on the same journey? Was that on the same?
That was all part of my
the same
America
thing. Yeah,
thing.
right.
I was hanging out with the Pussycat Dolls in LA.
Oh, God.
Nicolas Cage's ex-wife. I met what's his name? Mad Max Aussie.
Mel Gibson.
Mel
yeah.
Gibson at
Yeah.
the Beverly Wilshire.
Yeah.
I got invited to the Playboy Mansion for Halloween.
Hugh Hefner's still alive?
He was there.
He was there.
His brother were there in their PJs.
Wow.
Said a quick hello. I was wearing this like kind of this costume I bought from Hustler.
Yep.
It was like a dark angel kind of costume with the wings and the.
Wow.
That was really cute. Had a great time. These are the experiences you don't have here, you know.
No.
And I was staying with Dan, our good mate Dan Tucker.
Yeah.
over
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. So that was fun. And I wrote in New York. I got some contacts in New York. I was writing over there as well and released a couple of tunes there. So it hasn't all been a waste of
No,
time or
I feel
anything.
like even talking to you now, because these are stories I knew you as a local Melbourne
Yeah.
singer.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you actually sang with a Japanese boy band once
Yeah,
as well, didn't you?
Yeah, Blue.
Like, how does that happen?
Do you remember Blue?
Yeah,
All Rise.
yeah.
All Rise. Well, they popped into my bar where I was singing at the Hilton Hotel. They were staying there because they were on tour, and they got up and sang with me on stage at my gig.
Wow.
So that was kind of cool. It met the bass player from Boss Gags because they were playing at the Blue
yeah,
Note
yeah.
at the buffet. I'd been up all night. I was partying, and I did the buffet
course.
breakfast. Hello, of course. And he's
The
like,
days when you could bounce back, yeah?
right? I don't know how I did that. Insane. Wouldn't attempt it now. But you know, he said, "Why don't you come to the gig?" So there was that. Met the boys from Incubus. They invited me
Yep.
to their show as well, but I was performing. I couldn't go. But amazing
You just had a
people I
lot of
met
these
along my way.
incredible
you know.
little journeys along
Yeah,
the
it's
way.
a cool
But
story.
you also have been singing on Dancing with the Stars as well.
Yeah, I've been doing that probably for the last 5 or 6 years, maybe longer.
How does and that's because it's pre-recorded though, isn't it?
It is now.
Yeah, it is
used
now,
to
but it
in
used to be live.
studio.
Yeah.
Michelle Serra used to do that gig. She's a great
Yeah.
Melbourne singer. But, you know, I always wanted that gig, if I'm honest. Sorry, Michelle. But, you know, we all coveted that gig. And then
Yeah.
I put that out to the universe. And, of course, the universe gave it to me, but I was in studio.
Yep.
You got to be very specific about what you
Yeah,
say,
what you
don't
say.
you?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but it was great. Like I've probably done the last, you know, season. I've probably been doing it for about 10 years, I reckon.
Yeah.
On and off, you know, I've done quite a few seasons.
Do you like that kind of stuff?
I love it.
Yeah.
Why not? Get to see hear my voice on telly and get to sing some incredible songs in studio, and why not?
You are like, as I said before, having hired so many people, you're very accommodating. Because I used to ring you up and say, "Hey, Sarah, I need you to sing. I've got the songs.
Yeah,
I'm going to create a show. Can you sing this?" And you could just sing everything. Like we'd mix Gaga into Ella Henderson into whatever, and you just had this flow and could do it all.
Our mega mixes that we used to do
mega
back in the
mixes.
days.
Yeah, but and it was something with the crowd too, because they really did love. You just had an amazing ability to just lift people up and create this energy in the room as well. That's something you can't. Not everyone can do that.
I mean, you know, maybe it's my superpower. I don't know, but I love connecting with people. I love making people feel good. You know, I always say, if you want to be in the music industry, it's not about you. It's about them.
Yeah.
Because you're entertaining them. You're putting the show on for them. That's the way I look at it. I'm not there to sing for myself and be self-indulgent.
Yeah.
If I want to do that, I'll release an album or something, you know. But I think it's back to the school of hard knocks. Trying different things, singing in different formats and different genres, and it makes you very versatile as an artist. It's a blessing and a curse because I can do so many things. I struggle to find my niche sometimes, and people want to put you in a box, but I don't like that. I like to be able to do everything. Like I'd love to be doing musical theatre.
Yeah,
that's like my next kind
Is
of.
that the next go-to?
I want to be Rhonda Birchmore when I grow up.
Right.
You know?
She's got longevity. Fantastic.
I'm halfway there with the legs, but but see, I'd love to be doing that sort of thing.
That's just your nature, like to be to try it all and to see it all is kind of like.
I love variety. I'm an adventurer by nature.
Yeah.
I love adventuring and trying new things. I get bored with the same old thing, and I think I am a little bit of a thrill seeker in that respect. Like I just go stuff it. Let's give it a go.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
You fail, it doesn't work out. Well, all right, pick
And
yourself up.
it's a tough industry too because there's so much rejection and there's so much failure to recognise you as an artist and your talent.
There really is that.
What was the hardest moments for you over the journey of your career? What do you reckon the hardest patch? How difficult did it get for you?
It's damn frustrating sometimes when you have had, in my case, as we've discussed, I've had a lot of near misses.
Yep.
Things where it's like I've been in situations where I've almost gotten over that hurdle of getting to the next level or becoming like a household name or,
Yeah. And it's almost there, but not quite.
It just hasn't kind of, it's been out of my reach for some reason. Even things like I've got 2 million streams on one of my tracks on Spotify. But what does that mean? I'm not.
What does it? Where does it equate to?
In a Rolls Royce and living with a mansion up in Brighton, darling. Like it's just, it has been frustrating. Things like the job loss situation that time was just terrible because my mother was going through health issues at the time as well. So it was just a real.
You had to deal with all that.
Teeth and I feel like that is frustrating. That feast and famine thing. Sometimes you're flush. Sometimes you're living off your savings.
Yeah.
It can be frustrating, feeling a little bit overlooked, a little bit.
Did you ever get to a point where that's it, I'm done with it? Like I'm actually going to get out?
I have these like thoughts sometimes, but I love it too much. I love what I do too much because then I'll do a great gig and I'll be like, this is why I do this.
Yeah.
It nourishes me again. It fills my cup again. I go, no, this is why I do this. I could never leave it,
Do you go through waves where you, because you're obviously doing what you do, you love to please people.
That's true. That is very
I used to
true.
find running the parties, I'd be so worried about making sure that everyone had a good time. I'd get to afterwards and I would be quite in a bit of a hole myself as far as like I would try and look after everyone else and then walk away and going, well, actually, how did that make me feel? And so you go through and then you get to the next one, you go, no, I've got to make these people.
Yeah.
But you're also not looking after your own self. Did you find a bit of that where you're performing all the time? You want to make sure everyone loves what you do. You get off stage and you feel kind of that. It's like that post-event depression thing that people go through.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to feel that way, to get burnt out. I do feel burnt out sometimes, especially when you feel like you're doing everything yourself and there's no support.
Yeah.
But for me, it's kind of the opposite. When I do a gig and I can see everyone loving it sick, it actually recharges me.
Yep.
It rejuvenates me.
Yeah, it's kind of
in a way. It's interesting. It's like my battery needs recharging sometimes. But then you can do those gigs where you feel like, I don't think anyone cares that I'm here. I'm just wallpaper at this point, And then that's the shit that makes you go, why am I doing this? Oh, that's right. Yeah, I got to pay the electricity bill next week,
Yeah.
But there are those moments. That's why I put together my show Soul Divas.
Yep.
Because I'm doing all the stuff that I love, all the
which has gone crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, we've been
People love
busy.
it.
We've done Adelaide Fringe. I've done cruise ships. I've done all sorts of venues around Melbourne and interstate. But I get to sing Whitney, Tina, Aretha, Amy Winehouse, all my heroes. Yeah. And the crowd, by the end of the show, they are climbing the roof.
And it's your baby. You created it.
It's all mine. Yeah. The band's killer. And I just get to sing my ass off and fill my heart with joy. And
so good.
That's what I.
That's kind of the trade-off, isn't it? It's kind of like it's a hard industry, but you've got all these wonderful moments that you get to live. And
you got to find those moments. Yeah. Even I did Trance Classical. That was amazing with the 20-something piece orchestra. That was off its head. So you got to find those moments.
And it's not even just having to deal with, where's the next gig and whatever, but you got to deal with some arsehole promoters as well. I'm hoping I'm not in that. Wasn't in that category.
No,
but
absolutely not. We love you, Dee Murphy. You're the best. You were the easiest to work with, honey. Like,
but no, there's very difficult people out there who promise the world and deliver not a lot, and then maybe it's equipment or maybe it's whatever, and they don't come through with the goods. That's hard to keep a smile on your face when all that stuff's going on as well.
Yeah, it is. But, as you said, you got to be professional in all situations because you just never know. And then, it's you don't want to get that reputation of, oh, she's a diva. Yeah. She's a bitch. She's a win. She'll complain.
It's a small
she's
industry
difficult.
as well. Yeah.
That's how it goes, So it's like just within reason, try to work. We've got to work together and try to make the best outcome, right?
Yeah. you're creating memories for people, so it's got to be.
That's
right.
That's number one thing. That's the most important thing in my opinion. And they don't give a shit what's happened backstage 5 minutes before. I mean, we've done some doozies.
We've done some
tracks
We've done
started before
things haven't gone right. I don't think I've ever had a
My
party where
case
everything went right.
We've had I mean,
yeah, but the crowd was very forgiving.
they were, but at that time of the morning, I mean, do they really?
They don't care. They don't care. I've got some doozy. Like at least you would get through those moments with a smile on your face and just deal with it.
You have to.
Oh, there's been some divas over the years where they just turned because things weren't
really.
right.
I can just imagine.
Yeah, we'll go into that off.
Yeah, we'll talk about that
podcast. So relationship-wise, you had a very long relationship for many years, and now you've met the love of your life.
I have,
really, and this is your anniversary today.
Yes, well, we're going away
anniversary
to
weekend.
Dales for it's our anniversary weekend. That's right. I've been together 5 years. It feels like 50, but for the right reasons. I just feel like he was always in my life. You know that feeling.
Did he come along at the right time?
Well, at the time, I didn't know it. I was kind of just trying to be single, sexy, and free, and doing my own thing, but. He is the thing I didn't know that I needed in my life. He's changed everything. He's incredibly talented. He's in my band. You know, he plays bass in the band.
Yeah, and he's pretty hot.
We're a bit of a power couple. He's hot.
You're a hot couple.
He's everything and more. And I've never been supported and loved by someone the way that he does.
How do you find that now when you've got that person who backs you 100%? Because doing what you did as a solo in life and trying to prop yourself up and build yourself up and motivate, do you find now that you've got that person to lean on? Good times, bad times?
He's everything. You know, he talks me off the ledge regularly. You know, when I'm feeling everything shit and I'm shit and life is shit. And, you know, we all have those moments. Let's be real. Sometimes we just hate, it's hard being alive, isn't it? You know, but he's always there. He's always encouraging me. He's always supporting me. He's always making sure that things go as smoothly as they can so that I can shine and do my thing, you know, whether it's walking Buckley, doing my hair, helping me with my costume changes, helping me load the car for the gigs or doing my social media, like, you know, my graphics. And he's insane. He's just incredibly talented.
He's a super good guy and really,
lucky.
Really important in the industry to have someone you can rely on, whether it's a friend, whether it's a partner, whatever, to just help you through because it is bloody hard.
It's a necessity, you know, and you don't realize when you're doing everything your own, you don't realize when you do have someone to lean on how much you actually did need that. And
how did you cope as an artist? How did you cope during COVID?
It was tough for all of us. You know, of course, there was the initial horror and shock, and I think it was a really bleak time for all of us. But I would love to tell you that I used that time productively.
I don't know whether I use it productively.
But the truth was...
I was at a mate's place every Friday night.
Right. You know, we had to do the bubble thing. I think the arm got a workout from the wine and the champagne I was drinking. And you know what I thought? I thought, I've worked my whole life. I'm going to treat this as a little break.
Yeah, me too.
I spent time working out and training. I spent time with my family. Spent time with, you know, close friends that we're in a bubble with and just thought, stuff it. Like, I'm just going to enjoy this. Maybe the universe wants that.
We all did in the entertainment industry. It was kind of like, I mean, I was always living 6 months in advance. Like every public holiday, there was another event. It was the first time I didn't have any. So, you know, I was like kind of, it was weird.
Yeah.
Every public holiday for 20 years, I'd run a party.
Unreal.
And so all of a sudden it wasn't, I know. I was only 5 when I got started. But it was one of those things where I went, I could reset and just went, well, this is amazing. I didn't think it was going to last for 2 years, but and then coming out of it was interesting too.
Yeah,
because it was a rush. Did you find that with your events that people were hungry to be entertained and?
Eventually, it did. It was a trickle in the beginning, and I did a few gigs that I thought, oh my God, if this is what my career has culminated to, I want to just jump off my balcony right now.
Right.
But then that post-war 1920s thing kicked in where everyone was like, I don't care, money, party, let's go. And that was the time, you know, I was loving my life.
It was mental.
We were just flying, weren't we?
Yeah.
I wish that.
Well, parties were selling out in 45 minutes.
Because everyone, you know, we'd had our freedom taken away from us for so long that we were like, let's just go and party, right?
Yeah. And now, what about now? Now that everyone's seems to be, we're in this, you know, financial situation most people are, and you know things are pretty tight. Are you finding the events they're harder to find now at the moment, or is it?
Yeah, it's kind of gone back a little bit to the way it was, the status quo. It's penny pinching. There's 1,000,001 options these days. There's people undercutting, which really pisses me off. These young ones, no offense, guys, but there needs to be some sort of industry standard, because if you're going to go and do this gig for nothing, then someone like me who's spent 20 years refining their craft, comes along and they don't want to pay the money because such and such.
It's a hard one, and then you're going to find you get what you paid for.
Well, I hate to say it, but that's kind of
sucks
the
to
case
be the promoter who did that.
Some places, well, so you know from the other side too, because you've done it, right? Because budget isn't always the way to go.
Yeah, well, I'd find that you had, the good thing is with the artists that I use, most of them would have a set limit. They wouldn't go under that, which made me realise that I'm getting value for money. So,
and that's kind of the industry standard in a way.
Yeah.
But again, I think what's important is continually, like you're doing, like you've done, you've pivoted, I don't know if you've pivoted. This has kind of always been in the background.
I've always been in radio and whatever, but this is good because, like I said to you, I get to talk to people who I've known for such a long period of time and just find out what makes you tick and what you. Because I was going to ask you what do you see yourself doing now going forward? Like it's
a good question. I'm loving being in this space of show producing.
Yeah.
So I've got a few shows I've produced and I'm sort of pushing them around. And
loving the new one too, Gaga and Tony, which
Tony
is
and
Tony
Gaga.
Yeah.
An opulent big band experience.
Yeah, where was it was the idea purely because of?
Look, I don't know how that came to me. I think I kind of connected with Dom.
Yep.
Who's a very well known fashion designer. He's fashion icon.
Yeah.
And we've sung a couple of songs together, and I just thought Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga. I love the big band thing. I just think it's something that really should make a comeback.
Yep.
And so put that together. And, we've been doing shows around town and we've got a couple coming up. And so I'm loving that space.
I feel like that is your pivot. That is your coming up with the different
is.
shows and whatever.
I'd even love to be producing shows for other people. Like I don't necessarily have to be in them.
Yeah.
And building that. So then if I don't want to necessarily always perform, I've got other things. I'm still involved creatively in things like that. But I think you've got to just always reinvent yourself a little bit, and
what's the old saying? If you don't evolve, you dissolve. Is that it? Yeah,
that's a good one.
And especially in this world that we live in, like it's now for artists. Are you on social much? Do you do a lot of?
Everything's on socials these days for all of us, as you know. I mean, if you're not on socials, did it even happen?
I'm not good at it, by the way.
Aren't you?
The people in this room who would actually.
I'm
not great at it.
You better get onto that.
But, it is. It's a different world. I mean, you didn't have that years ago as an artist to be able to promote yourself. But
not
now,
really, no.
you find that helps.
Yes, to a certain extent. Before the agencies were the kings. Now it's like anyone with an Instagram page who sings half a song can be on there doing their thing. Which that's why the market is inundated and drenched. As I say, but it is good in a way. You get to reach people that you never would be able to reach. How would we reach them before carrier pigeon?
I know.
Paper.
And how did we do it? I don't know how we did it. Well, we were putting up posters on shop windows. That's how we. Yeah.
So it was the posters and all that sort of thing. It's a powerful tool for me. I'm sort of delving into the meta ads and working all that out and how that works. And it's if you've got money, you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
Really, that's what it comes down to. What's your ad budget? What's your?
Yeah, totally. But I do think social was helped in that because you can get your brand out there at a reasonable price.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
Not costing you the world advertising dollars and whatever. So
it is fantastic for that. It's given the power back to the people, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah. So the Gaga, Tony and Gaga.
Yes.
Where's the next one?
Yep,
Where are they?
We've got one coming up end of this month, July 31st, Brunswick Ballroom.
Yes.
That's a new venue. I've never played there.
It's actually a really good venue.
It's stunning upstairs. It's huge.
It's amazing.
It's a really old world ballroom. So we thought, this big band Hollywood show with that is just a beautiful fit.
And
so
you're heading to Franger after that, is that right?
Heading to Franger, September 5th.
Whereabouts in Franger?
Franger Art Centre.
Yeah,
Frankston Art Centre. And then October 9th at Bird's Basement. So just doing a little 3-show tour.
Yeah.
And then so if you're in town, if you're
you've got to go and check it out. As I said earlier in the piece, Voice of an Angel, amazing talent, and I just, I know the road for you. I really do feel there's a lot of room to explore with this, the shows and setting them up and launching new things for you. I think that seems like it's your next journey, and it'll be amazing. So.
We'll see what happens. I'm gonna, as you know me, I'll give it a crack.
Yeah, you'll do anything. Absolutely.
I'll give it a crack. And, if it doesn't work out, we'll find something else, won't we?
Yeah, totally. I want to ask you, if you could, and I say this to everyone, if you could go back in time and talk to the younger Sarah C. and give her some advice, what would it be?
Become a lawyer or a doctor. I feel I can hear my dad in my ear right now. Like, you're right. No, look, what I've discovered on my journey is the School of Hard Knocks is fantastic. It can teach you so much. Life experience, as you know, is so valuable. But I think strong foundational training to start. I really would have gone and done a performing arts course, singing, dancing, acting, WAPA or NIDA or VCA or whatever it was. I would have gone and done that to have my foundation, and then the School of Hard Knocks will take over after that, So, I just think that sets you up to be able to do. I mean, I've done beautiful cabaret shows where I've had to learn choreography and all that, but I'm not a trained dancer and I'm not a trained actor. I feel like I would have had more opportunities, especially in the musical theatre realm, if I had have done that. So that's the advice.
Yeah, that's good.
Don't go and do the BA, the Bachelor of Arts that I did, that I never used in 20 years.
I was going to say that when you said you had a bachelor degree, I was thinking, in what?
Youth affairs, youth work. And you're looking at me going,
how did say no go?
No go, not a day in my life, because after that I graduated and went to Japan and discovered that was my new life.
Is there anything out of that degree that you took with you on this journey?
I don't remember a thing. Look, maybe the next 10 to 20 years, maybe I'll look into doing that. I don't know, as on site, parallel with working as a performer. Yeah. Because we know that 2 income streams are better than 1. Yeah. And what was that again before? More, what was it?
Our EP today blurted it out. I can't remember. My dyslexia has kicked in.
Master of all trades.
No, jack of all trades, master of none.
But
take a whole bunch of stuff with you.
I
don't know. I can't remember what it was.
More skills are better than none.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are we even talking about? So that's what I would have done. I would have taken those 3 or 4 years and put that into performing arts and been, me, but just on steroids.
I've had I had a text message through earlier on from a dancer who performed with you, Leo.
Oh, I love Doctor. He's my osteo as well.
Is he your osteo as well? He cracks my back as well.
So good. Oh man, he's
amazing.
So good.
Magic hands. He says, say hello to Sarah. She's one of the seasoned pros. Best on ground. She's never let us down, and I wish her all the best and success for the future.
I love that guy.
Yeah,
thanks,
it's amazing.
Leo.
I can't thank you enough. As I said, I feel like if people haven't seen you, they need to go along and see one of your shows, and because your voice is just incredible.
Thanks, honey.
I hope you keep doing what you do, because it is amazing. And I've got a copy of the book, Find the Blessing in the Bullshit, for you.
Finally, I've got it on audio book. By the way,
well, normally I get my EP to sign it, right, and or write something nice that I say, and then I sign it, but they wouldn't do it for me, so I had to do it, and my dyslexia kicked in. It's a mess.
Did you do it yourself?
It's a mess,
Can I read it?
Babe, it's a mess.
Thank you so much, love, D. Murphy. What's wrong with that?
No, but it's terrible. Look at the writing.
Babe, you should see my writing.
It's terrible.
I really cannot write, trust me. We'll compare notes later.
That's for you.
So great. I've been listening to it on audiobook. It's fantastic.
Oh, thanks.
So thank you for my...
But we will catch up, and I look forward to seeing what you do next, because you are an incredible human being. Thank you very much.
Love you.
Cheers.
Thanks for having me.
Blessings and Bullshit is brought to you by our sponsors, Keymatch. Building, renovating, or fitting out a commercial space? Keymatch makes it easy. Head to keymatch.com.